She is the best.
All right, welcome everyone to Team Call, and I am beyond honored and excited and thankful to introduce Sonya Dudley to you guys tonight. You all, I'm sure, are well versed with who she is, but she's a Diamond Ambassador, and she is actually, Sonya, I checked on this because Fallon is your number 7, so I would be your number 9 for in terms of your level. So everyone on this call is underneath you. So if you guys can figure out what level you are to me, you can figure out what level you are to Sonya, which is pretty incredible. She has paved the way. I know when I started 6 years ago, it was like not a lot out there in terms of training and, systems, whatever, but we had Sonya videos and we had a call in for Sonya that we could dial up on the phone and listen to some trainings, because we didn't have Zoom things like this.
No, we did it. I remember those calls.
Yeah. So crazy. So you have paved the way with just your leadership and your joy and really just being a people person. And I always know you and just come back to whenever I think of you is just someone who loves on people so much, and you could not even know the person and you can connect with them in just such a special and unique way. And that is a gift, but it's also something that anyone can be intentional about. And that is just something that inspired me when I met you. I don't even know, I don't know if you remember, we were training in Tennessee for John Maxwell, like a John Maxwell coach training you did in Tennessee. I was pregnant. And that was like one of the first things I went to, maybe right after Leaders Retreat. And Sue, when was that? Sue went with me. She's on this call. And Sue Yan and her twin sister, Sally Boss, you know them.
Yeah.
And so me and Sue went in February. Yeah. And we met you there, and you just an amazing person to make a connection, just make someone feel seen, and you don't even know them. And you can do that in just a very short amount of time. So you are inspiring, and I've always wanted to really be intentional in that because of something that you've instilled with that. So thank you for that. And I'm going to stop talking and blabbing, but welcome to Sonya to the team call. And she's just gonna have amazing things to share. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jamie. I always love for people to tell when they remember us meeting. And I do remember meeting you I knew it was at a smaller, it wasn't like at a convention, but now that you say that, and I remember Sue and I think maybe her sister as well, maybe.
I think just Sue went to that one, but Fallon,
okay.
I think, was there, maybe a couple like Cody or a couple other people, but yeah.
Yeah, I remember, but thank you for that. And thank you for the precious compliment, because it is I do love people hard, but it is also something that you can be very, if you're not, if you love people but you want to do it better, you just have to be more intentional about it. So yeah, exactly, you can be intentional about anything that you want to get better at, right? Well, I'm just going to cover what I just covered on this other call that was just a lot about belief and drawing your line in the sand, and just some verbiage I use with people, and just kind of go through everything I just went through. But I will say I have been in network marketing for 31 years. I took a little bit of a break. I was 19 when I started. I quit college my senior year. Don't do that. But I did that and it worked out. But if you're on here and you're 19, I'm not, your parents will be like, so I did. I went to my first convention. I was 19. Actually, I quit college at 21. I joined network marketing at 19 in college. Then I quit college at 21 when I was a senior, because I went to my first convention, which we have this week. I wish it were in person, but I hope that you're able to watch it with someone, or at least be watching it, because it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. And so I went to that first convention, and here's what I can tell you. I jumped on an airplane for the first time by myself at 21. I'd never flown. My mom's like, okay, if your national sales director is going to pick you up in her pink Cadillac and she's going to put you under her wing, I will let you go. And because that's what she said she would do. And so I got on that plane, 21, sit in that audience and watched these speakers inspire people with their stories. And I'll sit there and cried like a baby. 21 years old. I cried like a baby because I knew that God had given me a dream when I was a kid that I should work for myself. I should be my own boss, that I should have unlimited income. Like I always knew I was supposed to do those things, but I never knew the vehicle. I knew I wanted to raise my kids. I knew that I was bossy and I didn't work well with others. And my mom, my cousins would be like, oh, she's always the boss and she's so bossy. But I sit there and I watched those ladies, because it was ladies, I watched those ladies tell me their stories. And guys, if you think you need to know a lot of facts to be good in this business, you don't, because facts just tell, but stories sell. I was so inspired that at that moment, just like you all know when you've had moments in time, whether it's about business, whether it's about personal things, but you've had a moment where you went, it's a decision, it's done. For me, I said, I'm going to go home. I'm quitting college. I'm winning my car. I'm becoming a director. This is my career. And it was as done. This is what I really want you to understand. When people say, I hope it works out, I'm going to give it a good try, let's see what happens, you're already quitting before you start. You have got to draw that definite line in the sand, guys. I don't care how scared you are. I was 21 years old from a small town that I'm still in today. 1 red light at the time, 2 now. Small church, 1 school. I was scared, but God gave me a dream, just like He's given you a dream in your heart. You've got to do it scared. And until you do it scared, you're going to have someone else tell you what your life is going to look like. You will not get to where you want to get to playing it safe. I'm sorry. I wished we could. It would be so much more fun, wouldn't it, if we could just sit back, eat popcorn, and have a lottery, win the lottery. Yeah, well, it's not realistic. So came home, said I'm doing it, told my parents, quit college. I won my car in 4 months, become a director, and I worked that career for 17 years full time. 17 years. Loved it. Won many cars, made a living. But at about 15 years, I got really, really burnt out. I got burnt out and I love the company. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for that company. I learned so much with that company, so many good things. It molded me, to be honest. It really did. But I got burnt out on the inventory. I was so many thousands of dollars in debt over 17 years. The parties, 2 steps forward, 10 steps back. It was very difficult. I had to get people to the bank with inventory, $2,000 and $3,000 and $4,000, and that wasn't always easy. And it would become tough, and I got really stressed out. And with that stress and trying to hide some debt from my sweet husband of almost 29 years, I'd had all I could do. Okay. And so I gave that up, and I tried to get better. I tried to get my health better. And I'm going to tell y'all, I cried myself to sleep so many nights from pain in my body. I had a really bad autoimmune, and I hurt all over every single day. And I thought, I can't live this way. I can't live with this pain in my body. It was awful. And I had anxiety attacks that would send me to the ER. I had high cholesterol. I gained 30 pounds, and I could lose 20. I was up and down 30 pounds. I was sick. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I was addicted to sugar, Cokes. I didn't drink water. I was a mess. In my late mid 30s to my mid 40s till I got into Plexus, I was a mess. So I tried a couple other network marketing companies in that 3 to 5 years where I was trying to get healthy. Okay. And they were okay. I made money, I built a team, but I believed in the products. But it was in that 07, 08, 09. It just didn't work out so well. But I never, ever, ever gave up on my belief in my dream. Okay, my dream. I would go to work I was working like retail. I was, I didn't have a degree, but I was working retail. I was in sales. And I remember every day I would think, oh, gosh, I love people. There's got to be something I could do and work from home and not have a limit on my income and truly make a difference in this world more than what I'm doing. And I would think that thought every day. And see, you don't think those thoughts every day if that's not a God-given desire. And you have to believe that more than you believe anything. And so if you're sitting there right now and you hear that and you hear those thoughts and you think those thoughts, but you're scared, yay, you're exactly where you need to be. Now you don't need to wait on motivation to hit you because motivation won't hit you. Motivation is temporary. You have to step out in action in fear. You step out in fear and create action, and then you're motivated to do more. You will never be motivated long enough to keep going. Hear me on that. You will never be motivated long enough to keep going. You cannot ride motivation long enough that it just keeps on giving. Just won't keep on giving. I promise. It's going to stop. You know why? Because life happens. People disappoint you. People judge you. People are always going to judge you. You know what? Okay, they judge you. You're a stay-at-home mom. Oh, I can't believe she's a stay-at-home mom. They need 2 incomes. You go get a job. Oh my gosh, I can't believe she got a job. Those little kids at home, putting them in daycare. You won't win for losing with people. So here's the deal. You need to align yourself with what you know God has given you in your heart to do, your desires. You need to align yourself with what you want for your family, what you need for your family. And then you just need to run toward your fear, because every time you run toward it and you overcome one, you go, oh my gosh, I did it. I did it. And you do more. And then a new fear comes and you go, okay, I don't know if I can do this one. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do 1,000, 2,000% more than you even think you can right now. As you ride on your sponsor, your upline's belief, face the fear, then you're going to have another one. You're going to ride on their belief again. You're going to get more confidence. You're going to do it. It's just an ever-changing process all the time, all the time. New fear will come all the time. But quitting is a decision you make before you start. So you have to draw that line in your sand right now, okay? People will always disappoint you, but numbers will never disappoint you. Meaning, stop looking at, oh my gosh, I've got 3 people right now I'm working with, and they've all 3 said no. Okay, well, you know what? You're not working with enough people. 3 people is great, but don't be disappointed when you work with 3 and get 3 no's, or 3 people that don't message you back. I always look at, whenever I look at what I'm doing, I go, oh, nothing's happening. And I go, well, Sonya, you've talked to 4 people and you've got 4 ghosts or no's. You got to work with mass. You got to go, I got to find 20 people to talk to so I can get 1 or 2 yeses. And that's the business you chose. So you got to live by the rules. And the rules are, we work with numbers in this business. And numbers will never disappoint you, but people always will. Always will. When people say, oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. You're made for this business. You're a people person. You've got the personality. You know what? Michelle Thomas, I sponsored her. Michelle is not a people person. She has become a better people person. She's an introvert. She would break out in hives when I would make her share her story with 3 people at a sip and see. You can become whatever and whoever you want to become. Bottom line, end of story. But not if you sit around all day and tell yourself you're not good at it. And that's what she would do. She'd be like, I'm not like you. I'd go, stop saying that. You don't need to be like me, but you need to say, I am Michelle Thomas. I love people. People are drawn to me. I'm confident when I talk to people. I get better every single time I have a conversation. And you need to talk like that because your actions will follow your belief. Your actions will follow your belief. And if your affirmations all day, whether you call them an affirmation or not, it's your self-talk. And if it's negative and you're not getting fruit in your life and you're getting weeds and you're getting disappointments all the time and you're more fearful, I promise you it's what you're thinking and saying. You've got to change that. And that will start with, was this the last group that I showed these books to, or y'all? Last group? Okay. It was just a few minutes ago, remember? That's a great book. Changed my life. This book is amazing. It's also a true story, and it's called Self-Talk, Soul Talk, Jennifer Rothschild. She's just an amazing human being, and it's her story when she went blind. It's about self-talk. And then, of course, Switch on Your Brain. That's a real deep book. There's many, many, many more. Okay, many, many, many more. But it is biblical, and it is scientific, and it is a fact of life that if you plant corn, you're going to get corn. So you can't be planting weeds and expecting a beautiful garden. And a lot of you are, and you're beating yourself up. So stop beating yourself up if that's what you're doing. When people say all that stuff, you're lucky, you're people. No, you're not witnessing accidental success. You're not witnessing, oh, I was just born this way. You are witnessing me who intentionally did the hard things, intentionally made hard decisions, intentionally decided, oh, that was scary, but I don't want it to be scary anymore, so I'm going to do more of it. So it's not scary anymore. That's what you're witnessing. That's it. You're witnessing someone who shows up to work. I'm a diamond. My husband is an emerald now. I got him back to emerald a few months ago, and I've re-entered, and I'm working on that. And I don't turn my destiny over to my team and say, well, I'm going to manage you. Y'all do the sponsoring. I don't like myself very well if I'm not doing what I preach and teach. I'm always sponsoring. I'm always winning prizes. I like to lead by example. I don't always sponsor 2 or 3 in a month. Some months I'll get 6. The next month I might not get any, but then the next month I'll get 3. But I'm always intentionally wanting to feel in control of, if I'm going to tell you what to do, I know I don't need to be rusty. I don't need to be rusty. I need to be able to feel good about talking to you about what I do. So one conversation that I love to have with people, hold on, water. I try to get a gallon of that in a day. I think today I've drunk more of that. I've done a lot of Zooms. I get thirsty. One conversation that I love to have with people is I love to take it away from people. So, I don't like to be sold to. I don't like to walk into a furniture store or a car sales place and they're like, I don't like to feel like I'm being sold to. I don't like phony. I don't like salesmen. Honestly, I don't. I want people to put it in my hands. I want to tell you what I'm looking for. And you say to me, you know what? Hopefully this will work for you, but it might not. That's what I like. So when I'm talking to people, I will say, Jamie, I know I've been messaging you. We've been talking back and forth for a couple months. Listen, girl, I'm going for a really big goal this month. I'm just 2 people away or whatever, 4 people away, 1 person, whatever you say. And I don't know if you're still thinking about Plexus or not. I know we talked about your migraines. I know that. But listen, if by chance you're still thinking about it, this month would be a great month. We've got some great deals, but here's the deal. If you're not thinking about Plexus and you've already put it on the back burner, please forgive me. I don't want to push you, and it may not be for you, but I just want to let you know I'm going for a big goal. If you're thinking about it, this month will be great. If not, I'll mark you off my list, and I'm just going to put the ball in your court. People don't like to be marked off a list. They don't want to, they want to be involved. They want to help you reach a goal. So use that terminology a lot. Put it in their court. It may or may not be for you right now. It might not be for you. It's not for everybody, but I can tell you, I've seen it change a lot of lives. So, that kind of thing. So don't be pushy. Just, you can reach out. You can say, Jen, I know we've talked about Plexus a lot. Listen, I feel like I'm bugging you, and I don't want to feel like I'm bugging you, but I also don't want to ignore you. You haven't really told me no, so I'm just following up. But if you want me to mark you off the list, I promise I will, and I won't bother you. No, girl, no, you're not bothering me. I've been so, you know what I mean? So don't be afraid to do that takeaway, okay? Verbiage is everything, right? It's everything. So, all right, Jamie, I don't know how long I'm supposed to talk. I don't know if we're doing Q&A. I have no idea what I'm doing because obviously, I jumped on here because I'm so thankful that I saw your name pop up.
You're good. We're not rushing you because we started late. So if you have anything you wanted to add, we're not rushing to get you off.
Okay. Well, okay. I will close with, well, let me, two things. I want you to know that these last 9 days of the month, you can do more in these last 9 days than you did in the first 21 days. Your mind does not know the difference in reality and pretend. So you can just start saying your affirmations. I'm excited that when I wake up tomorrow, there's going to be messages in my inbox of people who want to do Plexus. I am so pumped that over the next 2 to 3 days, everywhere I go, I'm running into people that I have a great conversation about Plexus. I am so excited that the next few people I sponsor, Fast Start Silver. It is so exciting. Like, just start saying those things and watch your energy change. Watch your belief change. It's just real important that you start believing those things so you create good results. You want to finish the month strong, and then you're going to start that next month strong if you have that kind of belief. I will say this. I will close with this statement, and then whatever you do, we could do. I'll stay on or whatever. I'll stay on as long as you want, Jamie. I feel so bad. Okay. Your biggest asset is giving others hope and belief. That's your biggest asset, is giving others hope and belief. Looking them in the eye when you're talking to them, and it can be for 30 seconds to 1 minute. You can look them in the eye, touch, if you're face to face, touch their hand, touch their arm, whatever it is. Touch is powerful. Les Brown will tell you that. It's very powerful. And look someone in the eye and just give them some words of encouragement, but do it with meaning and be sincere about it. People need that. Make it a habit in your life to give hope and belief. Just make it a habit, just a simple habit. So I'll stop with that. We could do lots of classes. I feel like I owe you one. I'd be glad to do something again in a couple months, and we'll do training on literally like several topics. And I'm not kidding. I will tell this story of what just happened. When I ended a while ago, my face, when she heard me voice you, she went, okay, let's just go. I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. So I owe you one. I really do.
You're good. We love you. Thank you so much. So much. If anyone does have any questions off the top of their head, you can pop in the chat. But I want to say a couple things that you said that are just, everything you said is amazing. But just pointing out that, whether it's someone here who's just started recently, or you've been like, and you've had some of the thoughts that Sonya said in terms of, well, I'm just going to give it a try, right? Or maybe you've been doing it for a while and you're thinking, well, I don't know if this is for me. I've not gotten where I've wanted to be yet. And it's just, maybe this isn't cards me. It's for that person, but just not me. Wherever you are on that spectrum, don't give up on yourself before you even started. Like, you've already given up is what, what you're saying. And that's what I love that you pointed out, Sonya, because that's huge. You're already, those limiting beliefs, you can't go anywhere with that. You're already stopping yourself.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, amen. There's not much to add to that. I mean, it's we tell our kids, all the time. We tell our kids, when they're doing things, we're like, don't say that. You can do that, or you get back on that bicycle, do it again. Like, we preach it, but not to ourselves. And we got to release that old baggage, that old garbage, those old words that aren't even serving us well. It's not who we are. It never defined us. But for some reason, we think it's who we are, and it's not at all who we are. If it's not serving you well in your life, ask yourself, is that thought that I say every day about myself, does anyone else really believe that about me, or is it just me? And I promise you, ask your friend, ask your upline, ask your good friends, and they're gonna be like, are you serious? You think that about yourself? We are so bad to ourselves, and we have to change that. We have to change that. We owe it to our family and the world to actually change that.
Mm-hmm. So good. Yes, exactly. And there's no such thing as accidental success. You said that, and that is just so powerful. I think that just that phrase, just really sitting on that and realizing there's nothing you're not going to just sit here and be successful. You can't look at anyone and think, oh, well, they had it or whatever. It's just easy for them, whatever it is. There's no such thing as accidental success. You should be working your booty off, knowing what you can do with this. It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. It's just, it's hard. What we do is, it's a simple business. What we do, it's a simple business, but it's work. It's work. It's being intentional. It's okay. Today I'm going to carve out 30 minutes or 1 hour or 4 hours, whatever your goal you're going for. You got to make that equivalent to your time, and you have to be intentional about it. And that is it. You show up to work, and God will do the rest. And you don't quit, God will do the rest. You quit, He can't, because it's in His time, not your time. And we want to give up too soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Love that. Sonya, how do you've talked about, sharing that hope and belief, and can you give just maybe your best example or tip or just even vision for, this company, or talking to someone new, in terms of, where
Yeah.
your belief and vision?
Um, well, when someone I sponsor someone, I always want to know, what they want, what they're looking for. Most of the time they talk about the products, but then I will say, well, tell me, if you could earn $500 or $600 your first 30 days, would that excite you? And what would you spend it on? What would you do with it? And I just get them, thinking about their dreams and stuff like that. And you got to get them talking about their dreams. That's number one. And I usually just share my heartfelt story about, our company, the founders, the culture that I like to say, I've traveled the world with our two founders, literally, like Australia with 2 weeks with Tarl and my husband and a photographer before we even opened Australia. And I like to tell them, our founders have a heart of gold. Like, I've seen them cry. I've seen them admit their mistakes. I've seen they're humbling men. They're humble. They're all the time that way. So I talk about that. I talk about that we're only 12, 13 years old. We're still only in 4 countries, including ours. That we're just beginning. We're still in the basement of a company. I talk about that. I just talk about how people are still joining today and going to the top. And I just kind of share a lot of that with people. But I also assume that everybody is going to go fast start silver. I do a meet and greet on Monday nights. So I had that before the other call. And it's just a meet and greet where every Monday night I invite all the new people on, and it's 30 minutes, not a minute over. I mean, I literally ended at 7:30, and I share product knowledge, share my story, and I share how to do fast start. And I say most everyone knows 3 to 5 people, and they share their referral link with them, and that's what you're going to do. So I'm going to tell you how to do it and how you're going to earn that money that you're not even going to know you're getting. And I just kind of, I assume on them, make them realize it's normal. I normalize fast start. How about that? Normalize fast start. So that's kind of what I do in the beginning. Is I call it meet and greet. Sonya's meet and greet. My assistant makes a flyer. We post it. She sends out a Monday morning reminder, and that's what we do.
Love it. And I love hearing that perspective from you, because you were, having that time with even just talking about the company and Alec and Tarl and traveling, and you've been with us for a while and seen, the growth, like starting at something like we talked about at the beginning, something so small where there wasn't all the training, there wasn't all the resources, and it was so small. And even to the growth that we've had already at this point, we're still growing. We're still moving into different countries that's going to be coming up, and still, just so much that's coming. So it's fun to always hear you speak on that, because you speak from a time when we were really in infancy stage,
Yeah, when I joined, we had 17,000 ambassadors. We had 17 jewels in the company, 16 emeralds, and Sheila was a sapphire. And then when Sheila hit diamond in April, so I hit diamond 10 months later. So Sheila hit diamond in April, and then Helen hit diamond in June, and then I hit diamond in July. I believe that's what it was. And so, yeah, we had no training. We had no catalogs. I mean, our website said something about choose health and get healthy and lose weight, not lose weight on our website. We've come a long way, baby. So I remember sending emails to the company going, I think this is misspelled in this catalog. I think this is So listen, you don't have to know everything. You just got to love people, have a dream, be willing to step out of your comfort zone, and show up. I hope somebody wrote those down, because I need to write those down, and I need to remember those and expand on those. But that's what you got to do. Truly.
Perfect. That wraps it all up. And I love that you brought it back to not having to know everything, because that, hands down, right there, you wrapped it up.
You can make mistakes, you miss a call, all the things. 9 years in, that's what you can do, and you'll be all right.
Right. Sonya, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you big, just for pouring into this team and just everything that, you've done. I know you give selflessly so much. So thank you. We love you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for your forgiveness for the little boo-boo. That just goes to show you, truly, anybody can do this. I should have wrote it down. All right. Love you, Jamie. Love you.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. Have a good convention.
Yes, you too.